About 13 years ago we met, and we became best friends. I was running away from God. I didn't think I needed him. I had everything planned out.
At the time, I thought I was living for God. You know, I thought I was living right. But in reality, I can look now and I see I had one foot in the church and one foot in the world.
One day I was at work. I injured my back really bad. It was, I thought I didn't know what happened. I ended up going to the doctors, and the doctor told me, that I injured my lower lumbar and that I needed surgery. And I just thought to myself, what do? I didn't want to have surgery. So they prescribed me prescription medication. I had a few different types of medications they gave me. I think they were narcotics or something like that at the time. And then it started to become a problem. I became an addict. I became violent. It changed me from the inside out. I was an addict. I treated Shellie with so much anger. I had walked away from my parents, my grandparents, all my friends, my family. It was me. It was just me alone. And I got down on my knees. I didn't even know what to do at the time. It hadn't even set in. I think I was still high on medication. And I prayed to God. I asked God, what do I do? And I just felt strongly. He spoke to me and he said to stop taking medications and to go to church. And after that, it got hard because I quit the drugs. And then the narcotics that were pumping through my veins were now starting to leave my system, and I was going through major withdrawals. And at the same time, I had a heart-wrenching pain, like a grief, like a strong grief, a grief you can't even explain because I miss my loved ones. I prayed to God one night. It was like 3 days later, and I asked God for some rest because I couldn't sleep. I think I was up 72 hours, and He gave me rest.
I was selling my prescription drugs for street drugs. I was drinking alcohol every single day. Like, I stopped eating completely. I wouldn't eat for maybe 3 days at a time. And in the midst of all that, I was still operating. I was still coming to church sometimes, but I was coming to church high. I was coming to church. I think of it now as someone who I don't even know. And I had seen Adam and the change in him and his love for the Lord. I felt like it was drawing me. And I tried to fight it, and eventually I gave in and I said, okay, well, I'll start coming with him. And then he would talk to me about Breakaway, which was a singles ministry. And I had went there probably my third or fourth time coming to Breakaway. And I looked in the mirror. And I didn't know who I was looking at. My eyes were black. It was like I could see right through me. I had no idea who I was looking at. And I cried out to God. Like, I felt everything in me, every part of me cry out to God. And I said, God, just help me, please. Tell me what to do. Help me. I'm so lost and I'm so done. I'm done with this life. And it was in that moment that He spoke to me. And He said, quit the drugs and I will restore. I will restore to you your life.
We didn't do any of this, having the feeling of just looking around in awe. And like, how did this happen? How did Jesus do this? But he did it, And it was beautiful. And it was something that I couldn't imagine. I remember having a dream right before we got married, and I didn't understand the dream at the time. And I feel like God gave me the dream. And in my dream, my church family was there. And my mom and dad and my grandparents. And Shellie was there. And she was on a bed. And it was a hospital bed. And I was holding my son in the air. And I was holding him and I was smiling, and he was so healthy and so strong. And I didn't know, at the time, I could have never ever imagined that today I would be sitting here and my wife would be 7 months pregnant and we would have a boy in her belly, and his name's Bishop. It's changed our course now that we serve God. And not only did it change our course, but it changed the course of my son, who's now going to serve God.
They'll never know that pain. They'll know beauty. They'll know the Lord. And I feel like if I didn't go through that, could I be this person for them? I'm confident in who I am now through Jesus. I know that my children are going to be strong. They're going to be amazing. They're going to be loving. And they're going to be world changers. I think about you every day. And I'm so grateful beyond words that the Lord has blessed me with a gift like you. That He trusts me enough to be your mother.
Through it all, it was Jesus. It was always Jesus.